It's Kris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Happy Saturday. It's your boy, Kris Avalon, and welcome to a brand new episode, a live stream, of course, of Kris Avalon Unfiltered, a show where we basically get into all the things regarding. Oh, hold on now. I meant to close that out. A show where we basically get into all the things regarding celebrity news, entertainment, anything that's going on in the world of pop culture. We talk about it on this here show. So, before we get started with the main topic, and it's only going to be one topic today, please do me a solid and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the notification button, so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Kris Avalon Unfiltered. And I know I did say previously that I was only doing one topic, but it's actually going to be two. So, of course, we're going to break down all the things regarding this whole Austin Wolf case. A story even came out 3 hours ago of people being in the courtroom, something he mouthed to his husband as he was being arraigned, and all the other stuff. So we have that article. Shout out to the Daily Mail for doing your due diligence. So we're gonna break that story down. We have the whole court document. We're gonna break that down. I'm getting make it make sense with this shit today. Well, I've got the court document. We're gonna go page by page. And so I already came to the revelation that this is not gonna be able to get monetized or whatever the case was, because I'm not sitting up here mice and words. I'm not sitting up here trying to pick certain little things or whatever so that algorithms don't be doing what it do, and then YouTube get on my fucking nerves with their bullshit. So if I say some stuff, but then if y'all want, y'all can add to the collection plate at the Kris Avalon if y'all feeling generous, but there's no pressure. But so yeah, I already know it is what it is, but we gonna break some stuff down. I ain't got time to be sitting here sugarcoat nothing, all this other stuff. So we gonna get in some stuff. So it's the Austin Wolf story, and then Dan Benson, apparently, who you know is from Wizards of Waverly Place, and now he's a adult film star, and he has a documentary coming out with TMZ. So I was like, the negative will get out the way, and then we want to turn it around into some positive, because all porn ain't bad porn, and porn is a bad rap. It's just some of these people out here just be, you know, using a power for evil instead of good a lot of times. And we need to break down this whole situation with our community's obsession with the Peter Pan syndrome, youth. Why y'all so obsessed with fucking men that look, little boys, I mean, men that look like fucking children? Even if you 19, 20, 21, 22, why y'all, like, people like Austin out here deliberately seeking out people that look like, you know, they still got Similac on their breath. So we're gonna break all that down. I know we have a lot of comments and stuff. Uh He said, I thought we weren't gonna say, well, yeah, that was before the Austin Wolf stuff came out. So yeah, we'll get into all of this coming up. And I'm gonna go over y'all questions. So if y'all have any questions, anything, comments, whatever, y'all can put it in the chat. But I'm probably not gonna address it until after this whole segment, and it's gonna be a long one. But child, it's early. Time to get my coffee. Um, and I got screenshots. Some porn stars said some stuff. There has been an aftermath of the things that has been going on. I know Sailor Mermaid is in the building, and I did say he said that what's crazy. I saw him at the gym the day before. Child, I saw him in the gym the other day too. Like I saw him. I told y'all before, you saw him at Gym U, which is the gym he goes to, and his picture is outside the whole facility. Well, not no more, because I'm gonna get into that too. They took his picture down last night. I mean, yesterday. I got the photos and everything. We'll break it down. Um, yeah, you saw him, and he was walking around, and a lot of people saying that he was walking around like not a care in the world, like nothing was going on. He was acting like regular schmegula. Meanwhile, the FBI was on his ass since April. So we're gonna break all that tea down. Oh, good morning. So yeah, I was like, I thought about just recording it and talking, but it's to me, I just be feeling like I'm talking to myself. So at least what you guys hear, I can, we can talk and we can do all that good stuff. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get into some things, and let's talk about this heifer who has been accused of distributing child SA material over Telegram. Now, I do belong to some Telegram groups, but not none with no cheerings. And Telegram, they say it's like dark web light. So, if you ever know about the dark web, there be some real sinister shit that be going on down in the dark web. But apparently he was a part of this group, and I guess, him being as slow as he is, being 43 years old, which he and I are around the same damn age. I don't understand like how you thought What you thought that the FBI and them they don't have like cyber terrorists or cyber units that look into sexual assault and those type of things? Have you never seen an episode of Law and Order SVU? That show been on for 25 damn years. So I don't know how you ain't never seen an episode. They've done episodes about child porn with the dark web and all that other stuff. So he must have thought he was invincible because, you know, him being white, 6'4", and muscular, which is what a lot of these people in that community feel like they, just because they are of that ilk, they can get away with the things that they get away with. So Orson Welles, a popular gay porn star, has been arrested on child pornography charges, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York Southern District. Now, before we break down all of the details, I want to travel back in time. And by in time, I want to say like 4 days ago, when I did my episode where Justin Timberlake broke his silence on his arrest, Sean Penn addresses Madonna abuse claims, and we talked about J-Lo and all that stuff. And there was a little old video that I did 4 days ago, before this whole situation broke, where I spilled a little tea about Mr. Austin Wolf. Please hold, and then we'll come back to the show. Hey, Robert, he said, good morning. Don't forget, ciao. Before we get into it, okay. The Austin Wolf stuff, I'm going to say this. See, this is what I do a lot of times. Like when we have conversations, I'll put things out there on my social media. So if you're not following me on Facebook, y'all be missing half the damn situation. So, and it's in the comments down below, like not in the comments, it's in the description and stuff down below on the YouTube if you're actually live streaming from YouTube. So, I did put a APB out, and I was asking questions about the whole Austin Wolf situation, and my source who told me the tea about Ricky Martin and the fact that he likes him young too when he go to Colombia, because a friend of mine is a designer out in Colombia, and he works with a lot of models who turn out to also do OnlyFans and things of that nature. And so of course, when I put the tea on there, he hit me up. And even showed me a picture of the boy that one of them that he actually turned down because he said he was 24. So I'm not going to tell you who my friend is and the source because, you know, I protect my sources. Just like I got tea on Madonna and this whole situation that's going around this week, and I can't say a damn word because I've been sworn to secrecy. So I know tea about Madonna this week at an event that Esther is DJing, but I can't say nothing because I've been sworn to. Well, I told you a little, but I can't say the whole tea because I know the rehearsal date and a whole bunch of shit. So I got to keep it to myself. But for the most part, what he said, because I'm looking in my, he said about the porn star, he's weird. He came to Colombia and only requested 18 or younger to tape without requesting, and this is alleged, so I'm gonna say alleged to protect my ass because ain't nobody trying to file no damn lawsuit. And he said he even asked for the ID. So I asked as confirmation, he requested underage girls, and then underage girls. Well, why does this kept? We do call the gays the girls, right? So he said. So I asked, he requested underage models and then asked for ID. He said, exactly, no tattoos and no body here. And so I said, and then he said, that's why he left to Colombia and flew to Mexico. Now, if y'all do be paying attention to the situation, there were times that Austin was doing like a big festival type of like a content creator type of situation where he would, I think it was Mexico City, some part of Mexico, and he basically would have people come in and they were all kind of like just get in a place together and they would just film content. So basically when he goes to Mexico, he said the law is more permissive. In here, almost no agency or content creator went to tape with him because you can't do the whole no ID situation in Colombia. They're real strict and stuff with that. But I guess what he was saying was when you go to Mexico, they're a little more lenient. And then he goes, and so I said, people have been in his comments reading him about always pursuing guys that look underage. Because I remember there was a video I saw the other day, and even another friend hit me up too, was that he asked, well, you're 18, right? Like, are you sure? Like, I'm like, well, damn, did you even ask? Like, check the fucking ID. I'm not somebody that goes around just being like, so you 18, right? And you say it on camera. Meanwhile, you sticking your dick up in them because them little boys make your penis look bigger. But my thing is like, just look at the fucking identification. Confirm it. They got them little machines that you be taking to the club when they be making sure that your ass is actually of age, because a lot of people do be running around here with fake IDs. Like, you really got to check, and you really have to be on your shit, because people will come and they will try to destroy your career or make accusations about you that's not necessarily true. So you have to be careful in the type of stuff that you put out there. And then he said that, so I was like, because I did say something about how I ran into him on my way to the gym, and he says, "I know I saw him a few times in Medellin. He has something going on. One of my models almost passed to shoot with him, but he rejected him for his age." And then he said, and so I said, "Also rejected him." He said, "Yeah, too old." So basically, too old being that he was 24. So, child, I feel like it's only a matter of time before that tea start coming out and people start talking. But this is why I said y'all need to be real careful with the stuff that y'all put out here in these streets in regards of like the type of content. Now I know maybe because in the contrast, Austin looks good having relations with some of these boys that look petite, as my friend likes to say. He don't say petite, he said petite. He says petite, Pateek, which I always find a cackle. He said he petite. So maybe because the contrast it does on camera, people like that. The fact that A, they're young, B, they look, yeah, they're young looking, they look underage, and there's this ongoing thing that's been going on since the dawn of time. I don't know why all of a sudden everybody making a big deal out of it, but back in the day when I was growing up, there was this whole thing about twinks and the celebration of that, and the fact that a lot of that daddy son fantasy thing has always existed in porn. Now I know people just have an issue with it or whatever it is, and that, and don't get me wrong, I'm not really into the whole twink porn. I've never been really into twink porn. I've always been somebody who was always into older guys when I was that age. So I totally get it, but you play up that fantasy, there's people out. Look, I remember even when I was like 24, 25, I still looked like I was like 12. It's the genes. I always look younger than my actual age. So that whole thing works, but I'm not going to go around with no damn Bailey Lip. But I'm not fucking with no something like, look, what was it? Brent Corrigan went through that, where you was like underage and doing porn on. You see what happened with that. So I wouldn't do it. So anyway, there goes this. Okay, so that was basically that, and that was literally 4 days ago when I said what I said in regards to that. Now, I know I was saying something or another where it's just like I don't understand why it's a big deal. I do understand why it's a big deal. There is and we'll get into the deep dive. I guess it was just like I wasn't fully computing the situation. I was so enamored with the gossip aspect of what Austin was doing. And now that I've learned so much about this stuff, like I guess maybe because I've never really been interested in twink porn or that family dick type incestuous type stuff that be all over the internet that people be beating their meat to. I've never really been into it. I mean, I've talked about it amongst my circle of friends. I've talked about it amongst and I forgot to add my friend LeNair Xavier's article that he did yesterday on Austin Wolf. I'm gonna add that in the description later on. I was in a hurry trying to put the show together at the. I mean, I had all the stuff ready, so I've been working on all of this since last night. And then that article came out like a couple of hours ago, which I just came across 10 minutes before I started doing the show. So there was a lot going on. But yeah, I'm gonna add his article in the description down below where he goes into a deep dive, like what is our obsession as gay men with these young boy contrast situation. And I think from what I'm thinking is it's probably because gay men go through puberty twice. It's like we go through our regular puberty, but we don't get to go through being gay. And we don't go through gay puberty, which is when we're kids, we have to suppress who we are. We can't be our true authentic selves. So a lot of times when we do come out, once you move to a state where it's more accepting, like a New York and LA or Chicago, I feel like what happens with that is a lot of us tend to come out again, and we're trying to play catch up because we didn't get to experience what heterosexual people do when they go through their puberty, going out on the date and taking their boyfriend or same-sex relationship person to the prom and all that other stuff. Now the times have changed a bit where you can be homecoming king and queen and be LGBT, or you can bring your same-sex partner to your high school and all this other stuff, and it's perfectly fine. When I was growing up, we couldn't do that. You couldn't be out loud and proud. Yeah, there were kids in the school that were gay, but they were being bullied. They were picked on. They weren't necessarily like, at that, situation. Maybe there were some who were able to slither through and have that, But for the most part, a lot of people in the queer community were not able to have that type of where they could just be out loud and proud and authentically themselves. So I feel like that's where that comes from. And then it's like your mind is still mentally a child. So it's like, and I'm not making an excuse for it. I'm just trying to get all Sigmund Freud on the situation. I'm just analyzing the situation per usual because, we Virgos, we analyze every damn thing. And I'm not making an excuse for Austin because the shit he did, I want his ass under the jail and I want him burning at the earth's crust. That's why I want that motherfucker. He ain't never gonna see the light of day. I hope he doesn't. So I hope that bastard rots. So without further ado, let's get into the article that I came across on Straight Up Gay Porn because they had the full situation, like the compliant. Okay, so let's go through that. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'll read it. So Matthew Daragon, it says that duly sworn, deposes and says that he is a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So he's from the FBI, and this is their document that they did where they went down and they went through all of his stuff because this has been an ongoing case since April. We didn't know about it. So this has been going on for 2 months. So the receipt and distribution of child pornography, that's count 1 that he's being charged on. So it says from at least or about March 24th, 2024 through at least on or about March 28th, 2024 in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, Justin Heath Smith, aka Austin Wolf, the defendant, knowingly received and distributed material that contained child pornography using a means and facility to interstate and foreign commerce that had been mailed and had been shipped and transported in and affecting interstate and foreign commerce by any means, including by computer, to wit, Smith sent and received from and New York files containing sexually explicit images of minors via the Telegram messaging application. So that's count 1. And that's from Title 18 United States Code Section 2252A. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So now count 2. Possession of child pornography. So it says from at least on or about March 24th, 2024 through at least on or about April 21st, 2024 in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, Justin Heath Smith, aka Austin Wolf, the defendant, knowingly possessed and accessed with intent to view a book, magazine, periodical, film, videotape, computer disc, and other material that contained an image of child pornography that had been mailed, shipped, and transported using a means and facility of interstate and foreign commerce and in and affecting interstate and foreign commerce by any means, including by computer, and that was produced using materials that have been mailed, shipped, and transported in and affecting interstate and foreign commerce by any means, including a computer, to wit, Smith possessed sexually explicit images of minors, including images of prepubescent minors and minors who had not attained 12 years of age in the residence of New York, New York. The basis for my knowledge and for the foregoing charges are in part as follows. I've been a special agent with the FBI for 9 years and have been assigned to investigate violations of criminal law relating to the sexual exploitation of children. I've been personally involved in the investigation of this matter. I am familiar with the information contained in this complaint. Based on my participation in the investigation, my review of documents, my conversations with other law enforcement officers, and my training and experience, because this complaint is being submitted for the limited purpose of establishing probable cause to arrest the defendant, I have not included the details of every aspect of the investigation where actions, conversations, and statements of others are related herein, and it says they are related in substance and part except where otherwise indicated. Number 5, the following terms have been indicated meaning in this complaint. A, the term minor is used herein is defined as set forth in Title 18 United States Code Section 2256. B, the term child pornography is used herein in a visual depiction of a minor involved in sexually explicit conduct as defined by Title 18 United States Code Section 2256A. Receipt and distribution of child pornography by the Anon Telegram account. Says number 6, based on my involvement in the investigation, including conversations with other law enforcement officers and review of documents and communications, I've learned the following in substance and in part. A, in or about April 24th, the FBI seized and searched a cell phone Number 1, belonging to Telegram user, target Telegram user 1, pursuant to a judicially authorized search warrant. B, a review of phone 1 revealed communications between target Telegram user 1 and a Telegram user with a display name Anon Anon. As explained below, I believe that the Anon Anon Telegram was operated by Justin Heath Smith, aka Austin Wolf. So he was literally out here running a Telegram account that was distributing child pornography. The proof was in the damn pudding. It's funny. It's like where there's smoke, there's fire. The type of stuff he was filming, including going down to having sexual relationships on camera with little people because they look like children. And it's funny how we were just making the jokes, and you would see the memes from, a lot of the gay memers that I follow all over social media. Y'all know who they are because I'm sure we all follow them. Where they make the jokes about him. But it's funny how the truth is always said in jokes. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So the review of phone 1 further revealed that target Telegram user 1 and the user of the Smith Telegram account exchanged approximately 200 videos and images containing child porn on Telegram between March 24, 2024 and March 28, 2024. So that was a whole damn week. These videos depicted children as young as infants. D, for example, on or about March 24, 2024, the user of the Smith Telegram account sent target Telegram user 1 dozens of videos containing child porn, including a video with the file name. Oh, well, we don't need to go into the file names and all the other stuff. So it says, which translates in substance and part to SDPA gay 10-year-old boy tied in R word by adult 2. So he was depicting videos. I can't even fucking say this shit. It's pissed me off. A boy who was tied and gagged and brutally assaulted by an adult. He was 10 years old. And the 10-year-old was bound, beaten, and arred by an adult. And this is the shit this fucking prick is posting on social media. That's why I want him to burn at the earth's fucking crust for this shit. But y'all want to sit out here and worship him like he's the god of all fucking gods. But this is the problem with our community. We're going to break down. I'm cussing out the community too. Yeah, I'm windmilling today. Happy Pride. Enjoy it while you can. So, it's on for another 48 hours. So it said, I believe that Justin Heath Smith, a.k.a. Austin Wall, the defendant, is the user of the Telegram account. The conclusion is based on the following, which I have learned from my involvement in the investigation, my review of documents and communications and conversations with other law enforcement officers, identification by target Telegram user following his arrest and after being advised by his Miranda rights, target Telegram user 1 agreed to be interviewed by law enforcement. In that interview, target Telegram user 1 stated in substance and part that the user of the Smith Telegram account is a porn star who goes by the name Austin Wolf, and that the two men had previously met in person. A subsequent review of phone 1 revealed that the user of the Smith Telegram account knew target Telegram user 1's first name and indicated that the two individuals had met in person, both of which are consistent with target Telegram user 1's post-arrest statements. Target Telegram user 1 also provided additional details matching those of Justin Heath Smith, aka Austin Wolf, the defendant, including his physical description, vocation, and approximate address. Communication with the FBI online covert employee as part of the investigation, target Telegram user 1 agreed to allow an FBI online covert employee, FBI covert employee 1, to use target Telegram user 1's Telegram account 1, on or about April 18, 2024, FBI covert employee 1 and the user of the Smith Telegram account discussed the latter's travels. FBI covert employee 1 wrote jokingly, "The wolf never rests," adding, "Sorry, that was corny." The user of the Smith Telegram account applied a winky face emoji to the first message, suggesting that he understood the joke, consistent with target Telegram user 1's statement that the user of the Smith Telegram account goes by the name Austin Wolf. Now see, travel. On or about April 16, 2024, the user of the Smith Telegram account wrote to FBI covert employee 1, who was operating Telegram account 1, that he was traveling in the Caribbean for work and will be back on or about April 21st, 2024. Based on my review of the records maintained by United States Customs and Border Protection, I know that Smith departed from New York to St. Martin on or about April 14, 2024, and returned to New York from St. Martin on the evening of April 20, 2024, consistent with the statement by the user of the Smith Telegram account on April 16th that he was was traveling to the Caribbean and would be back on April 21st. Physical observation of Smith's phone. Based on the above mentioned interview with Target Telegram user 1 and my review of law enforcement database, I know that Smith lives in an apartment in Manhattan, the Smith apartment. Based on my review of records from a telecommunications company, I also know that Smith uses a cell phone, the Smith cell phone, that is subscribed to a Justin H. Smith who lives at the Smith apartment on or about April 21st, 2024. Law enforcement searched the Smith apartment pursuant to a judicially authorized search warrant. Smith and his living partner were present during the execution of the search warrant. We're going to get into the partner in a second. But that other article that I came across this morning from the Daily Mail, because I'm wondering, is like, did he know? I think he did, but the way Austin was acting, well, we'll get into it. I don't want to jump the gun yet. Let's just finish here. So it says, Smith and his living partner were present during the execution of the search warrant. During that search, the Smith cell phone was seized pursuant to the above mentioned warrant. After the Smith cell phone was taken into FBI custody, an FBI employee sent a message from Telegram account 1 to the Smith Telegram account. Shortly after, a pop-up notification appeared on the Smith cell phone indicating that it had received a message from Telegram account 1, thus confirming that Smith was the user of the Smith Telegram account. Number 8, additionally, there is a probable use to believe that Justin Heath Smith, aka Austin Wolf, the defendant, was in the Southern District of New York when he sent and received child porn. Specifically, I have reviewed historical site data for the Smith cell phone, which was provided by a telecommunications company pursuant to a judicially authorized search warrant. That data indicates that Smith's phone was near cell towers at the Southern District of New York throughout the day of March 24th, 2024. On that day, Smith and Target Telegram user 1 exchanged more than 100 videos of child porn. Discovery of additional, and this is the I think almost the last page. So yeah, there's a lot, child. But we almost there. Then we can talk about the other stuff. So it says, additionally, there is probable cause to believe that Justin Heath Smith, aka Austin Wolf, the defendant, was in the Southern District of New York when he sent and received child porn. Specifically, I reviewed historical cell site data in the Smith cell phone, which was provided by a telecommunications company pursuant to the judicially authorized search warrant. The data indicates that Smith's phone was near cell towers. On that day, Smith and Target Telegram user exchanged. Okay, I just realized I read that already. But anyway, so based on my involvement in the investigation, including conversations with other law enforcement officers and review of documents, I know that Target Telegram user 1 stated in his post-arrest interview that Smith kept child porn in his computer room at the Smith apartment. I also know that during the execution of the search warrant for the Smith apartment, law enforcement recovered an SD card from Smith's computer room, and that the SD card was later discovered to contain approximately 200 videos depicting child pornography. The SD card also contained other images showing Smith. So I'm wondering, when they said the SD card shows 200 videos depicting child porn, the SD card also contained other images showing Smith. But what I'm wondering is, was he participating with these children in these videos and in these photos? I'm sure in the matter of days, more stuff will come out in this story, in this case, and we'll know that. But I have a strong feeling that he was when he was traveling to these countries, like I was telling y'all earlier in the video I did 4 days ago, that I had to, for those of you who didn't see it, I had to give y'all a refresher. He's traveling to places like, Mexico, and he's traveling to the Caribbean, all these other places. And it kind of makes you wonder. It's like, yeah, when you're dealing with a lot of these, people in these poorer nations, is he going out there seeking out these young children or whatever to film content? And even though you can't sell it on your For My Fans, which brings me to make me wonder what's going to happen with the future of For My Fans, because he runs that service. We have OnlyFans, which he was banned from, and I'm gonna get into why he was banned because I got the tea on that. Just for Fans, we have with Dominic Ford, and then there's For My Fans, and he runs For My Fans. So For My Fans, if y'all got content on that, child, y'all better go somewhere else, because that shit's about to fold. You can't run a sex site from prison. Although what is his name? Tay, the little black content creator that's in jail. He been posting sexual explicit videos live from his cell. I don't know how he's getting it out there, but apparently he got a little situation going. But anyway, let's finish this up, and then we can move on to the other stuff. So accordingly, there is probable cause that Justin He Smith, aka Austin Wolf, the defendant, possessed, distributed, and received multiple videos containing child pornography, including exchanging hundreds of videos and images with Target Telegram user 1 between March 24th, 2024 and March 28, 2024, and possessing hundreds of videos of child pornography in his Manhattan apartment. Wherefore, I respectfully request that a warrant be issued for the arrest of Justin He Smith, the defendant, that he be arrested and imprisoned or bailed as the case may be. And this is from Matthew Daragon, Special Agent, FBI. So this was the all the affidavit, the paperwork, all that stuff that he had to put forth based off of all the information he was collecting for the past couple of, from that time in March, that week, and then the months, which is why they were able to execute the warrant for his arrest. So I had to read all of that because, there's still sissies out here that are in fucking denial that this is what's going on. So y'all was able to look the other way when, we would look at the videos and people make their little jokes and all that other. So you can't look away no more when it's actually the FBI is involved. Because when the FBI is involved, it's some serious shit. Ask Diddy. Because we was on his black ass a couple of months ago. So now we're going to be on this saltine ass. So we're going to flip the script. We can't go after every queen or all the black queens. We're going to go on the white queen today. But anyway, so yeah, there was that. I wanted to point that out. And so now we know all the stuff that was going on. But there's been other things that's been going on too, because they said that also what's remarkable is that while Smith's apartment was raided in April, he attended men's summer social industry events on June 7th in LA, where he was still tweeting about his collabs as recently as last week. And this was something that I've heard a lot of people say. It's like, he's been walking around regular schmegular like nothing. And that's what arrogance does to you. When you think like rules don't apply because you are tall, and he is tall, he's 6'4", and I've encountered him many a times in the street. So he's 6'4", white, muscular, good looking, small dick, but he got the body that, we revere, or not we, because I don't. I go to the gym and I'm happy with what I got. But for the most part, that is always in our community, the aspiration that we aspire to be that, because this is what our society, and now I'm talking about LGBT, gay society. This is what they say we need to aspire to. We need to aspire to look like that. And that's what happens. But, this ain't the first time that Austin has been out here, doing, posts and stuff like that. There was also one that I came across on his page, and I can't show it on here because it's sexually explicit, and I'm not trying to get my YouTube taken down. So there was one where he posted, "Have you seen what happens to little boys that follow me to the lock room?" And he tagged the person at Damien_X_, and it's on his For My Fans, and he's literally topping this guy that looks like he's 12 in the shower. And I think it looked like one of those gym showers. And first of all, the walls look like they're made of marble, so it's one of those expensive ass gyms. And it's probably one of the gay gyms, probably the one he goes to. And yeah, so if y'all want to see that screenshot or whatever, y'all go over to thekrisavalon.com. I posted over there, but I can't post it here. But I should say this: since the fallout and of the allegations, all of his men.com and Cocky Boys videos have been deleted from the website, from their websites, and then his photo was removed from Gym U, where he's actually a member in Chelsea. So hold on, because I want to show y'all that picture if I can. Oh wait. Because it was like somebody took a screenshot outside, and it's funny because I didn't even know that all this was happening when I first got the alert. And shout out to everybody who hit me up on social media and everything. I definitely appreciate y'all. But LeNair was the first one. He was like, sent me a screenshot. He was like, "Did you hear about this whole Austin Wolf thing?" I literally thought it was a joke. I did not think it was true. But, like, we've all made the jokes and all this other stuff, but I was like, this might be AI, because there's a lot of times when I'll post stuff, and then at times I hate it because I'll be thinking like, okay, somebody makes a meme, a joke, whatever. Because particularly in the gay community, that happens a lot, where people make jokes or people put up little memes or people put up fake stuff, and then I'm like, I need to vet this before I can even go be quick to get on social media. Because a lot of times, and I'm even at fault for this, when you're in media, the first thing we want to do is we want to be the first for everything. We want to be the first to post something or to put the article. I waited Well, I had no choice because I was working the WWE SmackDown last night. So that's why I really couldn't be like into this whole thing. But I waited literally until I got home last night, which was after midnight. And I worked on the article, and then I was able to, find out all the stuff because, yeah, you could be the first to post something, but if you wait a couple of hours, and this is the thing I've always learned, if you wait a while, more details will come out. You can get ahead of it with the other people because they want to be the first, so they can get their little stupid algorithms. But okay, that's fine. That's what you do. But yeah, that's the picture outside of Jim U, and he had his picture and everything out there, and then you seen people up there removing it with a ladder. But I saw that somebody said a bunch of muscle queens went and removed. I said, what else you think works out at Jim U? Muscle queens. I mean, that's the exact description. First of all, I remember when Jim U used to be David Barton Gym. I mean, David Barton still owns it, but it's just a new name. But I always found like it's in the same location in Chelsea on 23rd between 7th and 8th. And what was it? It would always be that the type of thing. You see the gym head, the gorilla juice heads, as they would call them out in Jersey. You see the muscle queens, you see the porn stars, you see the nightlife impresarios. Those are the people that work out at Gym U. So what I also want to do before we get to the other tweets and things from people in the adult industry that went in and let have on his ass, what I want to do is I want to take a little trip back in time to an article that was done, I believe, about 4 years ago, and it was actually 6 years ago. My fault. So it was 2018, where a flight attendant who was who filmed some content in the Mile High Club bathroom. There was Mile High Club and everything. He had I think he even had his own stuff on. But anyway, we'll get into the thing in case y'all forgot. He got suspended. So a Delta Airlines flight attendant was allegedly caught hooking up with gay porn star Austin Wolf in a plane bathroom. The attendant was off duty, but wearing his working uniform. Yeah, that's what it was. He was wearing his damn uniform like a fucking fool. This is what I don't understand, because I be seeing y'all sometimes, and sometimes I be wondering, did you just buy the uniform just so that way you could play up the character, or is this really your uniform? Because sometimes I be watching some of y'all, where y'all be doing your little, beating off videos, and I be seeing you in your Amazon uniforms in the back of the truck. I be like, is this a whole setup, or y'all really work for Amazon? Because y'all just asking to get fired. But then, because, they be snitches out here. People be ready to snitch on you, and then you be able to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Ow, you about to lose your... Okay, let me get serious. So the attendant was off duty, but wearing his working uniform when he hooked up with Wolf mid-flight. It is believed the two men sneaked into the bathroom and spent 8 minutes... Only 8 minutes? Okay, daughter. You see how long you last. But anyway, so, some of them cum-dums, they like that when you last less than 10 minutes. Quiet as it's kept. But anyway, it is believed the two men sneaked into the bathroom and spent 8 minutes with the door locked. And this is according to Mail Online. A video of the alleged steamy encounter was then shared on Twitter, but has since been taken down. The flight attendant believed to be in his 20s, apparently had no idea the X-rated scene would be shared online. And this is an ongoing thing that you will hear throughout this story with Austin Wolf, that he tends to record you and put up the stuff anyway, even when you've asked him not to. Because I got another story on that right after. So it says, furious Delta bosses have suspended the flight attendant and have launched an investigation into the incident. Wolf, who lives in New York, has appeared in numerous hardcore porn films, but has refused to comment on the allegations. He told Mail Online he wants to be left alone to get his life back. Get his life back on track. But meanwhile, you was out here doing the same stuff. A source at Delta said when the clips were posted online, it spread around the airline like wildfire. Someone even put together a meme along the lines of this man's career going down the toilet. It was such a stupid thing to do, and then to have it posted online, a poor guy must be mortified. A spokesman for Delta said the video does not reflect the standards of professionalism. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we already know what the hell they're gonna say, and we know what happened. The boy ended up getting fired, and Austin got to have his life and do whatever. I also believe that he had filed some type of lawsuit or something or another. But so there's that. And then, so we did talk about the fallout from men.com and Cocky Boys, but I did see some people that said that, because I don't necessarily follow Austin like this. I don't know how many adult site performances he's done, but I've heard that people said that all the other ones, I guess like Raging Sally and a bunch of other ones that he's worked with, they all need to follow suit, and I'm sure it's only a matter of time before they do. So we'll give y'all a minute and only a minute. But to conclude the rest of this, and then we'll get into what what all the porn stars had to say. Austin appeared in court this week, as in yesterday, following an FBI sting operation that officials claim uncovered sickening child pornography. And this is the article that I just found that was posted 3 hours ago from the Daily Mail. So shout out to y'all. The adult entertainer, 43, real name Justin Heath Smith, walked into Manhattan federal court on Friday afternoon to face the music before turning to his partner of 10 years in the gallery and mouthing, "I'm sorry." Prosecutor Getzel Berger described Wolf as a danger to children online, danger to children offline, danger to children everywhere. Why do I feel like that should be a Dr. Seuss riddle or like a little line or whatever? Anyway, let's continue. Sometimes I'll be having to make a joke through this because if I don't, I feel like I'm about to go kick someone's teeth in. But anyway, so it said as he argued for him to be put behind bars awaiting trial, Wolf's attorneys unsuccessfully tried to have the judge impose a 24-hour house arrest order. No, hell fucking no. You don't get no goddamn house arrest. Leave him under the jail. That's where he needs to stay, under the jail. Ain't no fucking house arrest. But I'm glad the judge was like, oh hell no, you not. Impose a 24-hour house arrest order instead. However, the judge disagreed due to the very troubling nature of the charges against him. The 43-year-old appeared in court Friday wearing a gray shirt and blue jeans, but did not walk back out as he was sent to Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. Wolf's attorneys urged the judge not to send him to the lockup, which has a notorious reputation for squalid conditions and perilous risks for inmates. The facility is currently under a 23-hour-a-day lockdown after an inmate was stabbed to death earlier this month, and Wolf's attorneys attempted to spare him this fate by turning his apartment into the MDC. Girl, they added that allowing him to remain in his Manhattan apartment with a GPS monitor will let him eat, shower, not get murdered. But the judge cited the very troubling charges against Wolf as the reason he rejected the proposal and said that releasing the porn star could not reasonably assure the safety of the community. Wolf faced up to 20 years in prison if convicted of the charges against him, including distribution and receipt of child porn, as well as possession of child pornography. He was snared in an undercover FBI sting operation after he allegedly exchanged sickening videos, and we already talked about all that. And we even talked about the whole video of a 10-year-old being bound and essayed. So we don't need to go into all of those details. And again, we already broke it down. But this is the article, I guess, reminding people, for those who didn't get the privilege of reading or seeing the entire affidavit. So reports said an undercover FBI agent then zeroed in on Wolf, blah, 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 so on and so forth. It said, our investigation into Smith is ongoing, and we urge anyone with information about Smith's conduct to call the FBI. Together with our law enforcement partners, we will relentlessly pursue those predators who victimize children and prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. So, and then we even told about what he said about, have you seen what happens to little boys who follow me into the locker room? So all of this other stuff, this has been a long time coming. Like I said, I hope he rots in prison for the rest of his damn life. And then it was also, like we talked about, I just talked about the Delta staffer who was wearing their uniform when they were caught, because this is not the first time that Austin made headlines, when he was caught in 2018 hunching a flight attendant and all that stuff. So there's that. And then we have some porn stars like Brock Banks, aka Just King Julian, jumped in. He was like, wow, karma is such a bitch. Just a week ago, you guys were all asking me to expose the person/people I was referring to in my tweets. It seems like they are getting all they deserve without any help from me at all. You always get back what you put out there. And then Rick and Griff responded, I think they let porn stars film content in prison. And that's when I wrote about that there's a black porn star who, I can't remember his name, but that he's been filming content from his cell and posting it online. And that was ATL Tay, who and post that Chirac said, what goes around comes around. But they ain't the only thing Chirac said, because please hold, let me pull that up. So Chirac said, so happy I cut him out of my life a few years ago. I am so disgusted right now. And then that Mexa guy, shout out to him, he and I kiki every now and again. He said, I'm glad I've never got to work with him. Now, what are all the pretty white guys who followed gonna do? Act like they don't know shit and keep thinking they're the mean girls of gay porn. Y'all disgusting as well. And then, oh yeah, and I read the one with Brock Banks, and there's another one. The crazy thing is that everyone knew already. This is from Dara the Explorer, John Dara. I do like how his little handle is cute. But anyway, he said the crazy thing is that everyone knew already. The jokes has been there for years because the jokes come from a hint of truth. Nobody just wanted to say anything until it was actually verified by the feds, but y'all still knew and supported. So, I mean, you got a point with that, but you know what? A lot of times I think unless you have concrete evidence, a lot of people didn't want to speak out. Like I was saying, allegedly 50 million damn times. I said, you ain't taking my ass down. You're not filing no suit against me. But now that the shit is out there, what can you do, sir? But anyway, so and there was a and shout out to Robert for this because he sent me this yesterday. So there was what do they call that? One of those little group things that they do on Twitter where people, you can listen in on like little conversations, whatever they be having. Like you can listen to people beat off or all kinds of other stuff. But anyway, it was called B2B Radio, which I believe stands for like I think it was like a group for like underage guys or whatever the case was. So he showed me that, and it had like 388 people listening. It's called B2B Radio. And I saw that and I was like, I heard the little clip or whatever the case was. And then oh yeah, and then so let me get to this one because this is where I truly gag. Oh, and then they said that they said in the comment, they said that it's called Boys to Breed. That's what it's called. So this is the group that they had on Twitter. And you know this because this Elon Musk Twitter, he not gonna say nothing free speech, remember? But I hope the FBI was listening on that, like they was following that Telegram account and take all their ass to jail if they into some shit. Because if y'all think y'all exempt, y'all better be prepared. Because y'all about to get put in handcuffs too. Unless Austin gets to a place where he starts snitching on a bigger piece of a bigger fish. I said they did that on the episode of Law and Order SVU. It was like, oh, I could show you the big kahuna if you could spare me or whatever the case was. But then, child, they gonna come get you too. So they said one person said that Boys to Breed guy should be the last one talking about it. LMAO. He gives the same vibes as Austin. Another person said, and the fact they're defending him is insane. Another person put, how about investigate all of them? Absolutely. And then someone even tagged New York FBI and the FBI and it said, look at the speakers and take notes. So that was the tea with that. But this is where I truly gag. So there was someone by on Twitter that I saw, and I did share it on my regular Twitter page. He goes by the name Twunkified, and I won't show his thing here because he got his ass up in the air. And child, I'm not like I told him, I'm not trying to get this YouTube channel taken down. So if y'all want to check out Twunkified, TWNKIFIED, y'all can definitely go check it. He got a cute little booty too. And I want to say this to him before I get to what he wrote about Austin and his experience. If you need to speak out and spill some tea on this whole situation, the door is open. You can come over here and we can have this conversation and I'll give you the platform to say what you want to say. Sidebar, anybody who has some Austin woke tea, drop it in the comments. You can DM me on my social media platforms or whatever the case is. I do have it in the description on the YouTube live. So if y'all need to hit me up with some shit, slide in the DMs. And let me know. If you want to remain anonymous, I will respect that because I do that with a lot of my sources. Even the ones that came out and said some stuff about Miss Shangela. I have a couple of them people, adult film stars, who have slid in my DMs and I've kept their anonymity and anonymous. But I spill the tea here because it's what they told me. So if y'all want that, I will give you that grace. But if you want to come on here and you want to spill your tea and we could go through a whole situation and we can't take him down no more than what he is. He already in jail and he ain't getting out. So, but just leaving that olive branch out there. But anyway, here's what he said. He said, that video ruined my life for years. It spread to my, hold on. Cause I was like, where's the full thing? So I think with him, he says, fucking finally, about to get vulnerable, but when I was 17, we hooked up and he took a video without my consent and posted it to his OF. When he couldn't take it down, I reported him to OF and they deleted his account. So that's why he's no longer on OnlyFans, because Twunkified reported him for posting his stuff without his permission. And I also think that was the beginning of when OF decided, like, y'all have to get permission from the person you're creating content with in order for you to post things on their website. Then he went on to say, to get back at me, he posted it freely online on 6 websites. That video ruined my life for years. It spread to my high school. I lost a job because of it. My dad found it. I had to change my whole look to escape it. I ended up running into him a few years later, and he told me he would keep posting it until the whole world saw it. He also gave me gonorrhea, syphilis, and chlamydia all at once, which isn't the main issue, but as a 17-year-old, I had no idea what was happening to me and spent 2 weeks in the worst pain of my life until a doctor finally realized it was an STD and treated me. Also, not so fun fact, because of what happened with me, OF started requiring performers to only collab with other verified users. And after AW lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, his words, he launched For My Fans, which was the only site that you could have anonymous partners in videos. Well, of course, because he runs it. So, my site, my rules. So it says, if you were 17 at the time, then you should contact the FBI/Department of Justice now so that more justice can be delivered. Also, not so fun fact because of what, I already read that. So he also meant it because I've screenshotted it twice. I didn't realize that. So it's I really appreciate all the sweet messages, but please know that it really means nothing to me now. It was hard for a bit, but at the end of the day, I was practically an adult and should have known better. Well, you know what? A lot of times I say, we make mistakes. You're 17. I'm going to give a 17-year-old grace. A 17-year-old is not going to necessarily, we're naive, we're young, we think we know every goddamn thing. Trust and believe, when I was 17, I was like that. And we make mistakes. However, I'm sure Austin was way older, probably in his 30s when he hit him up. I don't know how far back that they did content together, or maybe it was maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever the case was. I don't know. It didn't say exactly when they collaborated. But as someone like Austin Wolf, he should have known better because he's grown. But when you're seeking out these young kids or whatever, and this is why I think a lot of times that grooming comes in, when you get a lot of these older people that know the deal, that try to manipulate these young boys or whatever, and they think, oh, this hot ass man loves me and this all this other stuff, or I'm being acknowledged and I'm accepted and seen and blah, 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 so on and so forth, that you're not looking at, oh, this motherfucker is trying to manipulate me into getting what he wants so that way he can keep making money. So he said it was hard for a bit, but at the end of the day, I was practically an adult and should have known better. So I'm going to give you grace for that. So it says, what's much more horrifying is the actual children he abused for years. Like, my heart breaks for the 10-year-old who was so graphically abused that he got off to. The stuff they went through can't even compare to my experience. As much as I'm happy he's about to rot in jail, how we got here will not be devastating. Also, not a drag queen, not a trans woman, but some white muscle circuit queen that the gay community worships. These are the monsters of our community. And when all understand that and protect our drag queens, trans, and BIPOC members, will grow. So I just wanted to read that and put that out there so that way y'all are aware of, all the stuff with Austin Wolf. So there's that. So basically, there's no more I can add to the whole situation. I feel like that was it. I wanted to make sure that y'all had all the, I's dotted, T's crossed, all the information, all the other stuff. And yeah, so I'll continue to keep following the story because I'm sure, he's been arrested. He's in jail right now. His lawyers are working tooth and nail to try to get, him, deal with whatever they need to deal with in regards to the whole situation. But I say all of this to you. What do you guys think of this story? I'm sure that a lot of y'all have a lot to say in regards to this. So let me know what you guys think in this story down below. And like I said, if y'all have any information regarding this, definitely contact the New York FBI, tag them in some stuff, put it, look up the number. I wish I had the number off the top of my head that I could have just put it in the description. And I forgot to hit my banner this whole damn time, chair. But anyway, look, it ain't alleged. All this other stuff is out there. The man did his due diligence and all this other stuff, and that's that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this story down below. And like I said, Austin, make your ass rot in jail for the rest of your damn life. And so now I'm wondering also, because they said he mouthed to the husband, "I'm sorry." So it was like, was his husband completely in the dark? I think like his husband was working behind the scenes on a lot of the stuff that was going on with him. So so I don't know, but I'm sure if they had something on the husband, they would have locked him up. And sometimes I don't know, can we be naive and I mean, or could we blame the husband or whatever in a lot of, or the spouse, whether you heterosexual, homosexual, in those situations? Because a lot of times, even when you marry somebody and you think you know them, they have some people, couples in relationships, they do have um other lives. They have a different side of themselves that they hide, and the significant other doesn't know anything about it. So whatever you guys think, let me know in the comments down below. Now, I am going to get to everybody's comments and stuff in a second, but first, what I want to do is I want to get to this last topic, which is about Dan Benson, since we're talking about OF, and then I'm going to address everybody's questions, comments, and concerns, and then we'll break it on down. So, Dan Benson, the very handsome and hung former Wizards of Waverly Place actor, he's in a new TMZ documentary about how mainstream celebrities are bearing all on OF. Now, what I want to do is I want to show y'all a clip of the thing. I was going to show it from, shout out to Straight Up Gay Porn, because I saw that article on there as well, but I'm not using that one because, Chad, y'all showing peen and stuff. And I'm not trying to get this channel taken down. So I had to go literally look it up over on the TMZ website. So please hold.
Now, plenty of young, dumb male celebrities have been caught up in having their nudes leak online. But what really, really pissed me off was the fact that there was websites out there that were selling my nudes and making money off it. I tried to take them all down. I tried to attack each of these websites one by one. But every time I would do that and have one taken down, 4 more would pop up. And I quickly realized it was impossible. And I just got tired of fighting it. I was like, you know what? Why? Why am I fighting this? Things are a bit dusty here. I think Capaway might need to do some cleaning. Meow. Meow. What if I take away the power of these people who are selling stuff without my permission? And what if I sell better content, more of it, to those people directly, and I monetize it, and I take advantage of that opportunity for myself? It's really refreshing to be the one who actually benefits financially from all the work I do, as opposed to when I worked on a Disney Channel show and this was a $1 billion franchise and I got a check for $73 every 2 months.
So, yeah, so there's that. And I just basically wanted to show you that because it's like, you know what, this seems like to be the avenue that a lot of artists are going into. It's like, especially, with TV, film, streaming services not trying to pay artists what they're worth. Like I was just listening to this podcast with Coy Jandro that I like him. He's a YouTuber, commentator, and he gets to interview a lot of celebrities and he talks about a lot of comics. But he has a podcast over on Spotify, and they were talking about how they coming up with these crazy bundles and stuff through Comcast and stuff now because the streaming service is getting too expensive, so they're trying to do these bundles. And then on what that does is a lot of these artists are not going to be able to get residuals and all these other things. So you're hearing like, okay, so now I got to sit and work a job where I'm a performer and I'm an artist, but you're giving me $10 or I'm getting $7 for residuals. And it's like, I can't afford to live off that. Or you see a lot of actors who are really struggling because, the industry is cutting back on the amount of films that come out a year, or, things that, people aren't going to the movies like they used to anymore because the industry has come into this place where if a movie doesn't do well, like The Fall Guy and Furiosa and all these other films, in 30 days, it's going to end up on a streaming service. Like Furiosa already, it just came out the other day, I think Wednesday, on Amazon Prime Video. Like you can actually rent or buy it, which is what I do with a lot of films. If I actually like a film, what I'll do is I'll do the whole digital download situation. So that's me purchasing the film. Now I probably need to further look into if that helps with the situation in regards of are the artists and the actors and everybody getting paid when you do that. But I would think they would, rather than, okay, a situation like a Madam Web, where we're watching that piece of crap on Netflix. I mean, even though, yeah, it's terrible, but I would rather watch that on Netflix than actually pay money to see that crap, which most people did. So a lot of people really aren't getting paid and stuff in that way. So I totally understand why he's doing what he does. And I like Dan. First of all, he's skinny, he's attractive, he got a big old peen. And I've been noticing lately he has been getting more into like same-sex type porn. But for what if I'm not mistaken, some of the content I've seen of his on Twitter, because I refuse to call that new name on the Twitter. I think he's messing with, like, he's doing sexual stuff with trans women. So, who still got their man's toolbox. And there was another one the other day, the last video I saw, he was getting a facial from pain was shooting all over his face. But I assumed that it was probably a trans woman and not, a same sex. And then he's been doing things where he's been using toys on himself. And so, I never thought that I would see Zeke from my childhood doing stuff like that, but from Wizards of Waverly Place doing that. But yeah, look, I'll say this. Can somebody leak Jake T. Austin's nudes? Because that boy was fine, and I used to love him on the Forsters until he, got fired and disappeared off the face of the earth. So, as far as like the article goes, I have no idea when that TMZ documentary is going to drop. But when I found out, I will definitely let you guys know. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this story down below. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, before we log off, I'm glad. You know what, Robert? Shout out to you, because he said, "I think you just need to do Austin Wolf story all by itself. Don't add no other things to it." And he was right, because I was like, you know what? This shit took an hour for both stories. It took literally an hour. This might be my short episode ever, because I do 3-4 hour episodes. But what we're going to do now is we're going to spend this moment going through everybody's questions, comments, and concerns, and then I'm going to address it. Okay, so Robert says the whole idea of selling underage stuff needs to stop. LeGrand, they talking about LeGrand Wolf might be next. It said LeGrand getting ready to leave the United States. Well, yeah, he better hurry up. Because, not that I'm encouraging him to leave, but yeah, they definitely going to be coming after a lot of you content creators that be out here promoting that mess. So Onyx says, I remember him saying Tom Holland and Tom Daly were his ill. First of all, he would never get to get with a Tom Holland. And Tom Daly, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he threw it back on his ass in a circle on Austin Wolf, but he got his husband and his child, and if they got an open relationship, that's great. But I don't think that dream would have ever came true. And look, it hasn't, because he in jail and they're not. So it's even more sad that some content creators came out and said he filmed them before they were 18 and posted them on his content and begged him not to post it, but he did anyway. And of course, and I'm glad you said it, because that's what it is with this whole situation. He lacks empathy. Like I told you, when I saw him the other day, and he was on his way to the gym and I was on my way to my gym, and because our gyms is in the same neighborhood of Chelsea. Shout out to all the gays that still live out there. And when I saw him, it's just like no care in the world. Like he was just, laissez-faire, as they say, or as Pearl would say on Drag Race, laissez-da, or flazé-da. Making them your own damn words, but it was cute for what it was. But anyway, so when he did all of that and it was everything, and then it was just like, Sailor Mermaid, who said that he saw him at the gym, because they go to say, he's been going to Gym U, trying it out, and he likes it. I'm gonna pick your brain about that gym a little more when we run into each other. But he said that, he was just walking around like not a care in the world. Like, a lot of people say he was still posting content and talking about and promoting his content, even as far as like the day before he was arrested. So he was walking around thinking like his shit don't stink. Or he thought like, I can get away with whatever because I'm Austin Wolf. Because throughout his entire, tenure of being an artist or a porn star, whatever the case was, when you're your own boss and you create your own rules or whatever, can't nobody go against you. And these people getting into situations with him, I don't understand why a lot of you young porn stars who were going through this, or maybe y'all were, and some of y'all just didn't care anyway, but just going out and being like, you know what, don't work with this dude because this is what he does. He's an asshole. But then you get those porn stars who be like, oh, he ain't gonna do that to me. Yeah, okay. It's the same argument that I always say about people who, You get with a known cheater. Oh, he not going to do that to me. Mind you, now he out here fucking 5 other women after he just got with your ass last week. How you get him is how you lose him. So a leopard don't change his spots is what I'm basically trying to say. So he does like empathy. And I don't have any empathy for his ass either. So it says, I'm crying because my PTSD from my stepdad is exactly the video. Oh. Well, I didn't want to get everybody up in here getting, I did say there was a trigger. I didn't want, I did say we was going to get explicit. I should have probably put trigger warning up in here. But yeah, it's like, this is insane. And that's what it was pissing me off. And it says, yeah, that's why you know what? God divides. You all can't be good looking, muscular, and smart. You gotta have a short somewhere. And clearly he was short in the intelligent department. Oh, in the peen department too, because his dick wasn't all that big, quiet as kept. Also, what was acting like he was running out here with like he had Rocco Steele's peen. Could you imagine him with that? Fucking these barely legals. Child, he really would have been dangerous. That's why he had to do that young boy, older man contrast. Because when you fucking somebody that's 5'2", 112 pounds, soaking wet, look like he's 12, it makes your dick look bigger. I've always said that about his tired ass. But anyway, so it says, I hope there's a wake-up call to studios to stop with from your mouth to God's ears, but I doubt it. I'm sure Family Dick and them still out here making content. It said, yes, he most likely was. It says, and Rentman. Oh, yeah, it said Rentman.com took down some stuff, too. It said, Jesus, that passport bro shit is insidious. Mm-hmm. LeNair, shout out to you. And I don't know if you saw what I told about your article, but I read your article earlier and I posted it on social media, but I'm gonna add it also in the description with today's episode so other people can check that out as well. It says, if you have to travel out of the country like the US to avoid our laws and sexuality, one needs it. Absolutely. And it's like he knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was getting himself into. He knew everything that, this is not like all of a sudden he just tripped and fell into some child porn. Like you literally was seeking that shit out. You even created a Telegram account distributing this stuff, and people were joining it. A juiced up steroid queen, okay? Because I know all that ain't from no hitting the gym naturally. I thought it was Jim U. What? No. First of all, that looked like the outside of Jim U. Where they had his picture. That looked like the outside of it. Or maybe it was that another gym. Maybe he's in more than one. I think there might be more than one Gym U in New York. Just like there's more than one temple. So I could be child quiet as it's kept. It's funny how you went and said Graylin Purnell needs to stop arguing with people on Bigo and start worrying about himself. Look, I don't know what happened in the universe, but funnily enough, when I was checking my messages this morning, first of all, shout out to my Graylin Purnell story. That one got over 4K views on the YouTube, and somebody recently commented on it this morning. And I'm sitting there like, well, damn, now people, I guess maybe because of this awesome woke thing, now the Graylin Purnell story is circulating. And that article, I did that story about a year ago. So yeah, that's up there if y'all haven't seen it. Is that he uploaded the flight attendant video and didn't even blur the face because he don't care. And he said, mouthing to the partner of 10 years. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're sorry your ass got caught. I said, mouthing to his partner of 10 years. I'm sorry. Sorry for what had to be because he got caught. Because I doubt the partner was totally oblivious. He might have been. That's what I said. So, because I'm sure he might have seen it. Oh, you did? Oh, I don't know if you saw it on my page, but yeah, I was like, I'm not posting that here because I'm not taking my YouTube down, child. But it was like, yeah, I would not. But to LeNair, to answer your question, I do agree that what he probably I would not put it past the partner that he was oblivious because isn't his husband his business partner or something? Because I could have sworn he said that he was. And here's the thing: what I've also noticed is not even just the partners he's participated with. Have y'all even watched him get interviewed by interviewers, people in the gay spaces? Even the people he gets interviewed by look like they're 12. Ricky Cornish, who y'all probably have been aware of, who does a lot of stuff for Pride.com. He's written quite a few articles and he works in the gay space. He just did like a bunch of Pride interviews. He did one recently all over YouTube. If y'all seen it, T.S. Madison. He did it with one with Leland. He did one with, a lot of people within our community. He gets to interview a lot of them, and he's been to the gay VNs, which, they worship the ground Austin walks on over at the gay VNs. And so he's been interviewed by Ricky Cornish over there, and Ricky looks like he's 12. Then there was another one that's all over YouTube and a bunch of other places. He's a Russian. His name is Art. I think Austin Wolf did an interview with him a couple of months ago. It was like a two-part. I guess he said he was going to meet up with him again and do it. Child, that ain't happening. You better just salivate off the interview you got with him because he in jail. So unless you able to get up in there and do like a one-on-one Jeffrey Dahmer style Barbara Walters interview, that ain't happening. So he went over there and they did an interview. I don't know if he did it in Austin's apartment or somewhere, but the boy looked like he's 12 too. So even down to the people that he's being interviewed by, they look like they're malnourished or look like children, even though I'm sure they're all of age. But so I always say, follow the breadcrumbs. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So remember the story of the woman who K'd her husband after she felt. Uh-huh. I said, Dom King just tweeted, let's just cancel. How you gonna cancel? Well, first of all, you said let's just cancel. I know you're trying to say that corn, but with a P. But here's the thing, how do you cancel it? Because to me, sex, prostitution is the world's oldest profession. And as long as we continue to be the mammals that we are and continue to fornicate, there will always be porn. Now, I think we need to cancel incest porn. We need to cancel this daddy-son type thing. And I know it's a prominent thing in our community. Like, it's all about a look and all that other stuff. But I really feel like we need to really have a deep look at ourselves and find why are we into the things that we're into. But I think the problem is people are not willing, willing and able to have this conversation and really do this deep dive, because it's going to be a look at yourself. Why you are so into watching a daddy son type thing? I've never found that shit attractive. I will say this, when I was young, my first experience was with someone older, probably around Austin Wolf's age, and I was like 16, 17 or whatever. It was a black guy. And that was like when I didn't know anything about anything, and that was like me bottoming for the first time. He took me to a hotel and we went at it. So I didn't know no better, but it was just that need of, like, when you're young, hormones are raging, you're horny, all this other stuff, and you got this big, good-looking, muscular black guy who's pursuing you and wants to just tear your insides out. I laugh now, but it's just like when you look back on it, it's like that's why I had grace for the model who was like, "Oh, I'm young, I should have known better." It's like, you don't know better because you're young. We don't know the things. When you start to know better, you do better. And so we've all fallen short. We've all done things that we to end up regretting later on. So I don't fault young people too hard when they do things. Now, when you're in your 30s and your 40s, there's no excuse. Your 20s is the time when you get the fuck up in sex, relationships, all those things. Once you hit 30, you should know a little better. Once you're in your 40s, there's no damn excuse. That's why I went as hard as I did on Justin Timberlake with that whole alcohol, the one type thing. You had Mammy Gail trying to defend him like she always out here shucking and jiving for all these white people she gallivanting with. So it's like, no, we're not doing that. At a certain point, you got to take responsibility for your actions. But if you're like a teen, maybe I'll even go 26, 27, you should know better. So LeNair said, I once subscribed to Dan Benson's OF. He has admitted to being with. That's what I said. Like, I've seen his videos where he's been performing, where he's been doing a lot of content with trans women. And congratulations. Look, if that's his way of like being like, that's as close I'm going to get to being in with a same sex type of situation, like with a man. Not saying that trans women are men, that's not what I'm saying, but it's like because they have a penis still. And there's some men that like that when they see a trans woman, it's like, you got the best of both worlds. You got titties at the top, and dick at the bottom. If you got that, I had to go into that song. It's like, if you got titties at the top and dick at the bottom, some men live for that. You got the best, in the words of Miley Cyrus, you got the best of both worlds. Or was it Hannah Montana? Which one is she? Miley or Hannah? So I was like, I have to rewatch. I missed it when I stepped away. Wait, missed what? You talking about Dan Benson, or you talking about Austin Wolf? Yeah, that was a lot with Austin Wolf. That was probably like a 45-minute breakdown. I'm glad you do, but honey, you better delete all that content if you watch it. Then blocking gays before they turn 18, saying that, or saying when gays are about to turn 18. Yeah, but it was like he was just purposely seeking out a lot of these models and all that. I mean, these young boys and all this other stuff. It's just, he's just gross. But anyway, so I have to say this. I guess we're at the end of the show. This was all that I was going to break down and get into this whole thing. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the notification button, so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Kris Avalon Unfiltered. This time I will be back on Monday because, you know, Pride is this weekend. Well, it's the end of the month, but the end of the month is tomorrow. You know, we got big New York City Pride. Madonna's supposed to be judging a ball tonight at Ladyland. I'm gonna try to see if I can make that, but I'll probably be working. I am working at the Garden tonight, so I don't know. I'll have to see if I can probably make it out there. But yeah, Pride is gonna be this weekend. Everybody have a nice, a happy Pride, an amazing Pride. Be vigilant, watch your backs, because, you know, with these Trump people and stuff out here, you gotta watch it with these bigots and be ready to beat that bitch with a bat if they try to come for y'all. So, I say all this to say thank you all for watching. And like Roro says, happy Pride. You. It's like, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting. Like I said before, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and notification button, so that we, you know, when we go live with a new episode of Kris Avalon Unfiltered. If you can, because I don't know if I'll be able to monetize this video. Y'all can send some money to the Cash App. It is in the description. But if not, it's fine. I do work, but it does help when y'all throw in, because it shows y'all support for the channel. And also, there are tiers that y'all can donate, because I did notice it yesterday, and I haven't been promoting it up. There are tiers that you can do where you can buy like super stickers or the other stuff to help support the channel, because I definitely do this show for the people. It's for the people, by the people. That's why I always respond to a lot of the comments that everybody makes on this show. And if you haven't, if this is, y'all just came across this channel for the first time, and y'all like what y'all see and all the other good stuff, definitely subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, leave a comment if you're going to watch this episode afterwards, so that way, you know, and all of your love and everything is much appreciated. So once again, like I said, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you guys have a happy Pride. I'll be back on Monday with a brand new episode. There's a lot of stuff that's been coming out in the past couple of days. We'll definitely break all that down on Monday. You know, all the ladies will go back to the regularly scheduled program of celebrity news and gossip. So love you all. Love you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And until next time, ciao, darlings.